And good morning, swingers. Charlie Bolak live at Swing Away Golf Club. This is a Clubhouse podcast. We got a special guest today, Jonathan Hornsby, checking in with us.
Hey, everybody.
Jonathan, we appreciate you being here. We're going to talk a little bit about music, a little bit about golf, parenting, podcasting, everything that keeps us up at night. So let's jump right into it. How did you first get into music? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I loved music first. In high school, I was in the marching band the last couple of years, but I was in high school at a primo time of music. The grunge movement, Nirvana, Nevermind came out my freshman year in high school. Rage Against the Machine came out. I was a big fan. But yeah, I started playing drums very late. When I was about 16. Got in the marching band, went to college. I marched for 4 years at UAB. And I was a music education major. But through that, I met some buddies I ended up forming a band with, and kind of stayed music ever since.
So tell me about like the type of music. I guess if you said Nirvana, Nine Inch Nail, or not, was it not Nine Inch Nail?
Rage Against the Machine.
I remember these bands, but I mean, are you my age? How old are you?
I turned 50 in 2 months.
So
I hate to say it.
You're a little older than me, but I mean, I remember these bands. I just don't know if they were in their heyday.
It was the heyday. 90s were like the time to be a music fan.
Okay, all right. So yeah, 90. I would have been 98. No, class of 2000 in high school. So my bands are like what I don't remember their names. The one that want to put my tender heart in a blender.
That was Eve 6.
Okay, so and there was one with a 3. But I just never got into it, man. I never did.
Hey, teach his own.
Yeah. Tell me about like from a concerts from the other side. So like I'm a very like I don't like crap. So like you get me like squeezed in. Like I remember I went to a Presidents of the United States of America concert at Sloss Furnace, and I was prepared to love it, right? I mean, because you think this is the coolest thing ever, I get the mosh pit, and I got there and I see him doing it, and I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll just because I like the music.
Yeah,
right?
no, I'm that way now. People can be unbearable. But like going to concerts now, my wife and I, she got me into country music. I was never a country music fan until I started dating my wife, and we went to a couple of shows, and like Eric Church and Jake Snelldine, but we were like in the general admission pit, and it was fun at first, but then you're just fighting for your seat, and I'm like, just go away. I just want to go sit down and listen to music.
Right. No, absolutely.
But yeah, I never got into the whole mosh pit. I think one time I went to go see some friends of mine play at this old place downtown called Louie Louie's.
Oh God, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was on its way out as I was on my way up.
Well, it was a New Year's Eve show. I remember it was the Divine and Vallejo for all you people, Birmingham people that remember them. But I ended up crowd surfing, and the only time I ever crowd surfed, I ended up almost getting in a fight because while I was coming down, my foot like kicked some guy in the head, and yeah, I had to break up the fight. I was like, I'm not gonna do that again.
Yeah, I was like, hey,
I'm scared of violence.
Yeah. It's not like I can tell where my foot's going anyway. Right?
Exactly.
Sorry, dude. I mean, I can't aim a kick while I'm being held up by 50 people. Sorry. All right. So, what was the Birmingham scene, the music scene like back then? I remember what's that one bar coming down the hill from Vulcan on the right? Been there, Zydeco. Yeah, that's right. And I think Vallejo played there. I remember seeing that on there.
Everybody played there.
And that was, I went a few times, and again, so crowded, so hard to get a drink to fight your way through.
Yeah,
I know it's a classic. People loved it, and still, is it still there? Probably.
It just closed. Like a year ago.
Yeah. Are they putting something?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Sorry to the Birmingham music.
It's tough. Like the music scene, especially, not just Birmingham, but everywhere. Before social media and before you could just set up a podcast or a studio in your house, it was more intentional, right? There were some great bands in Birmingham in the 90s. Some of them actually got record deals. Mine was one of them. Virgo's Merlot was another one.
I knew one of the guy's little sister. I think he's passed away, but Summer Ledbetter.
Ted.
Yeah, Ted. That's right.
Virgo's Merlot, Verbena, actually got their record produced. Dave Grohl became a fan.
Oh, really?
Foo Fighters, yeah.
Oh, neat.
He actually produced one of their records, and it's got one of my favorite songs ever on it. A lot of those people still play around, but man, it's tougher to find a gig these days. A lot of places want to have like acoustic acts, and that's it.
And
People
I would
don't.
assume that's a cost issue, right?
It can be, but like people don't like loud music. I was telling my son's a drummer too. I was telling him the other day, as soon as you add drums to any like live music thing, it takes an investment to make sure it's not unbearable to everybody because drums are loud.
Makes sense.
You can turn down the guitar, you can't turn down drums.
So, I mean, the investment is in the quality of the drums themselves.
No, I'm talking about like sound, PA, dampening sound in the place. Because if you get into a big open room with a bunch of concrete walls, it's just going to reverberate and make people miserable listening to it.
So it just wouldn't quality sound experience. That makes sense. That makes sense. Speaking of which, have you been to the new work play? That's a guy that I actually went to high school with, Johnny Grimes, is real involved in it, and you know I got high hopes for it because he's a real visionary guy.
Yeah, no, I haven't yet. My wife did. A buddy of mine's actually, I believe he's a general manager there now. He was actually in another great Birmingham band called Maylene and Sons of Disaster.
Okay,
They're still playing, but he's not with them anymore. Although I think he just did a couple of reunion shows with them. But we actually met. I was in the golf after I got out of music. I was in the golf business for 12 years, and he worked with the golf course I worked at.
Okay,
That's how we met. Yeah.
Okay, what did you do in the golf world?
I spent 12 years in the golf business. I started off at the bottom. I was a cart guy while I was trying to finish up school.
Okay,
And then I worked in retail at one of the retail places in town for about 7.5 years. And then I went back under the golf course. I was director of sales and marketing at Oxmoor Valley on the
neat.
Robert
Okay.
Jones Golf Trail. Yeah,
Oh,
for
neat.
like 4 or 5 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, and that's man. I tell you that that went well, obviously, because Robert Trent has just blown up over the past.
Well, that wouldn't do to me.
It
was a great vision by Dr. Bronner to even build it, and it's done great things for Alabama. And I just got to, enjoy some free golf and cheap hotels.
Hey, you can't beat that with a stick, can you? Oh, did our computer die out on us here? No, it looks like we're still going. All right, so let's skip on down here. Let's see, life after music and the swing away. Here we go. Well, so we talked about. Well, let's talk about this. How much golf do you play these days? I mean, you once a year scrambler.
Not as much as I'd like. No, I mean, life after music was, turned into a corporate world and kids. But when I was playing, I played a lot of golf when I worked at the golf course, and I was, when I worked at Edwin Watts on the retail side. But as soon as you add kids to the equation, the number of rounds of golf you play decreases exponentially.
Yeah, whoever wrote that equation sucks.
I just started playing a good bit more in the last couple of years because my son started wanting to play.
Okay, all right, and getting back into it that way.
Well, that's what started it, and now he's off to college. And I've got some buddies I play with from time to time. We'll do some scrambles, and then we'll get together whenever we can.
Okay. Well, from a dad life side, when do you start getting that time back, right? Because that, with 5'4" and almost a year, I mean, I think I'm in the thick of it for a little while longer before I start seeing those Saturdays. But, the better Teddy gets at golf, eventually she's going to start letting us, go out on the Saturdays and take Teddy with her.
And my kid was 16 before he wanted to play golf.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't get the joy of childhood golf that way. But something that we have in common is one of my kids has special needs, so that's a whole nother equation. Like your life kind of just doesn't necessarily stop, but you don't get time to do all the things you want to do after that. So
absolutely, yeah. We know that, and I don't, special needs aside, I think it catches the broader market of just dads in general.
It does. It does. I mean, all these dads that get involved with their kids start playing baseball. Youth sports today is unbelievable how busy and expensive it is. Parents spend entire weekends chasing their kids around the ballpark.
So I talked to a guy, I think it was yesterday or the day before that he stopped in, and his kids are in lacrosse. He's got boys, and he said they go all up and down the East Coast for tournaments. He was like, dude, I mean, he told me where he's gonna be ticketed off, like New York, Connecticut, Raleigh. I mean,
it's insane the amount of money it's youth sports has become like this just business, and that's all it is. It's a business. There's a lot of people making a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, but I mean, well, hell, how does the common man afford that? I mean, I would
You
assume they're
don't.
flying. There's no way you're driving to New York and
Lots and lots of
Connecticut
lots of debt.
Jesus. Credit cards,
Yep.
baby. Credit cards. It's all a scheme. It all just filters its way down. All right, now that we got to get out of that rabbit hole, or I'm gonna get I'm gonna get on a soapbox, and that's not good for anybody. So we touched a little bit about how becoming a dad changes your life, but let's talk about when you start getting back some semblance of yourself. And it's not, I'm not saying it from a spot of I'm complaining about it, but definitely who you are kind of changes there temporarily, because you're doing for others, more than you're not out of any kind of altruism. It's basically out of necessity.
I don't know if you ever get back your sense of self because yourself is invested in your kids. I've still got hobbies that I like. I like to play golf. I like to play drums. I still get to do both just a little bit, but I'm also more invested in what my kids are doing. Not to where it controls my life or anything like that, but it can, which can be dangerous. My wife and I both have made very conscious efforts especially in the last couple of years, to where our youngest child is more independent now and can just kind of it's not so tough to take care of her. Where we make sure we have to get out and do things so we don't lose ourselves
Sure.
because like I said, I want to go play golf. She
Yeah.
wants to go hang out with friends and do
Sure.
whatever she's doing. And we still have time for each other, but the thoughts never really go away about your kids. It's a weird thing as a parent because you think about when do I get back to myself, but you don't because
Yeah.
like I'm thinking about you know my daughter my oldest daughter who's in college, what she's doing today. She's very busy with sorority life and she still dances. My son is actually in town for an event from college, but I probably won't see him. But I'm still thinking about him. I think about what I have to do for my youngest daughter next week for any therapy and doctor's appointments and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
tough.
still going.
Yeah,
It's still
I
going.
mean you have yourself, but I don't know if you ever totally have yourself again.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you this, just from talking to you, I see like the way your trajectory is arcing. You're going to end up a grandparent before you get out of the before you get out of the dad life thing. And man, I mean, that's just going to be another just wet
It
mop to the
will,
face,
and that's
dude.
one thing. Like my youngest daughter, she'll be with us. We're never going to be empty nesters,
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
I'll never get out of dad
Yeah.
life. And she's 14 right now, but cognitively, like she plays like she's 7.
Sure.
My older kids are about to be in their 20s, and I told them don't have kids too early, but you never know what happens.
Never know. No,
And
you never know.
I know it's coming. Weddings and grandchildren are coming sooner than I want to admit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's one thing. I mean, having all boys, I don't have to like stock away for a wedding. Now, I guess I do a rehearsal dinner. Is
Yeah.
that's the way it works? But hey, that was one blessing I was thinking about not too long ago. And then if they can get scholarships, I can get some of that 529 money back. I'm thinking about getting raises down the road because right now we're in the heat of paying for daycare. And
Oh,
golly, man, I mean.
I don't know how people do it today.
I mean, you really. I had a serious conversation with an employer. This has been 6 or 7 years ago. That was like basically, look, if I'm not getting pretty close to six figures, you're not covering what I spend on daycare.
Yeah,
So I mean, I would be losing money to continue to work for you.
yeah,
And I never thought I would end up in a situation to have that conversation. It's not like I wasn't being compensated fairly for
yeah,
what I was doing. It just that's the way it shook out.
yeah.
All right, another rabbit hole. That's why I do these short shows because eventually I'll get
That's all right.
into
Well, I'll come
rambling.
back from time to time. We can have these long talks
I
as
like
long
it.
as you'll listen.
I like it, dude. I like it. All right, let's see. I like that. Okay, so do you listen to any podcasts?
I used to a lot. Um, I do have a really good friend of mine, one of my best friends up in Nashville. He has a couple of podcasts I listen
Okay.
to.
So some guys have multiple, like on different topics, or
Well, he's a musician.
okay.
He's got one he does is all about Metallica.
Oh,
He's a big Metallica fan. He's got, I think he's up to like 450 episodes he's done.
really?
Yeah, it's a big deal. And then he's a touring musician. It's like his job when he gets back in town is
Edited all that.
he'll do some studio work, but he'll do podcast editing for people.
Oh God, give me his number because this is ridiculous.
So I'll listen to his, and I would listen to some like crime, murder, mystery podcasts from time to time, but that was all when I commuted.
Okay,
I've worked from home
that's right.
since COVID, and I don't have a commute, and I work in computers, so it's I have to kind of concentrate, and I would turn on a podcast and realize that like it's been going for 30 minutes. I have no idea what they're saying.
Oh yeah,
because I've been paying attention to work, so I have to be more intentional about listening to it. I want to listen more. I'm trying to read more. I'm trying to listen to more educational stuff than just music all the time. But yeah.
See, I'm an Audible guy. I'm a big Audible guy. I think if you look, I've listened to over a year worth of recordings and that's active listening.
And it's only February 7th.
Oh no, I'm talking about like the life of the thing. And now that's zoning out like you talked about it, and that's falling asleep with my headphones on or something. But yeah, I mean the amount of time that I've listened to this Audible, and it's nothing. Well, generally some of it's World War II history, but most of it's like spy novels, stuff like that. Nothing. I'm not like enriching my brain or anything, but I think it helps me anyway with a term that I never until the last couple of years appreciated is overstimulation, right? I just babies crying, wife yelling, all this going on. And I noticed that if I would just, kind of withdraw for a second, hit that, button, have a few breaths, I could kind of separate, okay, what does this one need? What does this one need? What does this one need so it was a real help for me. And I think that's why over the time I kind of built up that Audible, play. But, now getting into this podcast, I didn't know how many there were out there and all the topics. It's neat. You really
I mean, that's the thing. Anybody can do one. Is it's tough because how do you let people know about it? Because there's so many podcasts out there, and
what I mean,
you have to be intentional. I mean, you're doing a great job. You have to be intentional. You have to keep going at it, and the listeners will come.
Yeah, well, and mine's just kind of as an outlet for Swing Away. It's not, I don't know that I will retire as a podcaster or anything like that, but it is fun, and it's a way to get the programming out for the business, and it's a way to have a good time with cool people. Dad, you've come in. The coach of Miles golf team has come in.
Okay.
We've had some really fun guests. And that's fun for me. I don't care. I mean, I got 8 subscribers. It doesn't matter though. I mean, it's a very cheap market to enter. I don't think I have $500 in the whole setup here, and if anything, I've gotten $500 worth of fun out of it.
Yeah, as long as it's fun to you, that's all that matters.
Now, I will tell you, the editing part is miserable.
So I did I actually enjoy the editing part. I did a vlog for my daughter on YouTube. We had a channel. It's called Caroline Chronicles. We would kind of go around. It's all video. We'd go around and do Birmingham stuff just to show the accessibility. And like, I went to Disney World one time. We were going to Disney World anyway. I just kind of recorded and I talked about the rides if they were, if you had to transfer to a wheelchair or anything like that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. I like to do it again, but man, I actually enjoyed the editing a lot. Maybe I'll help you out with these.
Yeah, come on. I will turn you loose on YouTube Editor or Clipchamp, or I bought one called Audacity, but that one's just audio.
Yeah.
My first partner, Brandon, was like, "No, we got to go whole hog if we're going to do it. We got to get video." So I got the video and all that, and I'm like, man, nobody wants to look at me. I mean, he wasn't an attractive guy either, so nobody want to look at him either. But we do it, and look. We were able to get this banner made. Thank you to Gulf Distributing. So we'll rep their products and get Swing Away's logo out there, and hey, we'll just see how it turns out.
Good products.
All right, let's see. All right, some rapid fire. I like this. It's going to be fun too. Favorite band of all time?
Radiohead.
Damn, that took no time at all.
Radiohead.
So I know I've heard of them. Give me an example of a Radiohead.
Everybody knows Radiohead's first single, Creep.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was,
and I remember that one on Guitar Hero
yeah,
too.
exactly. So this Radiohead, let their whole catalog. It's funny because every time I listen to something new, like I'll check out Apple Music says, "Hey, listen to this," and I end up like liking or loving it.
The damn algorithm, man.
Well, they end up being British, so I'm like, I need to move to England because they've got great music out there.
Is that where you were meant to be? Is
Exactly.
that your spirit country? I would fit in there as a highly functioning drunk. We got kids in it. Not even a kid around, but I feel like you still have to spell it. You can't. I mean, look. I'm a pilot with a golf ball, so let's read between the lines.
Yeah.
There. All right. So, dream concert to attend.
Well, it won't happen.
It doesn't matter. It's a dream.
I know it's a dream. Jeff Buckley. I never got to see him live.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me with that. Never heard of it.
Jeff Buckley. There's a great documentary out on HBO Max right now about him. He released one record in 1994. Great. I actually have it tattooed on my arm.
Nice.
Amazing 4-octave range guitar virtuoso. His dad was an pretty famous folk singer back in the 60s, but they didn't have a relationship. But he released one record. Musicians, critics loved it. Didn't get a ton of radio play, but it's still one of my favorite records of all time. And then he actually died in 97, 98, drowned in the Mississippi River before he got to record his second record.
No, yeah. Man! I tell you what,
that's beautiful soul, beautiful person. Go watch the documentary. It's fantastic.
One thing about music that has always interested me, and I know this is gonna be morbid, but it's like how you can trace the deaths of prolific musicians throughout history. Going to the day the music died, Buddy Holly, and there's the other one that was in there,
Richie Valens.
There you go, Richie Valens, and all the way up to I think the last really impactful one I remember was the singer Selena. Has there been one since? I don't know, but anyway, like studying that and the history of that and the decisions that led up to some of these things is, it's always fascinating.
Yeah, and I love good rock biographies too. I just read Ozzy Osbourne's last autobiography before he died, and he's talking about he was talking about death. He was friends with John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Randy Rhoads, the guitar player, obviously had a tragic plane crash when they were on tour. So he's been like watching him face death because he knew the book was written. I think it was finished maybe 6 months before he died. Mm-hmm. So he was full blown, had multiple surgeries. He's recovering through Parkinson's, and he's looking back. The book's called Last Rites. He's looking back, and a lot of times he's talking about the deaths.
I might have to get that one.
It was a good read. The funny thing is, it's written exactly like he talks.
Oh God! If he could have narrated it, dude. If he could have narrated it, that might have been a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, it was good.
I might have to do that because I've liked Matthew McConaughey's, but I don't particularly even like him as an actor.
I read that one too.
Good.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
I listened to him, but yeah,
I did this thing called opening a page of the cover and reading the pages.
See, that's what happened to my eyes, dude. That's nobody tells you this as a kid, but college will destroy your eyes, dude. When in 30s and 40s. I don't know about 50s. Yeah. Don't even tell me. Just let it.
I'll let you know how it goes.
All right, let's see. Go to golf drink, and I've got a good one for this one. So don't steal mine. I hope you don't know mine.
I'm a beer guy. I'm a beer guy. I like a good IPA.
Yeah, you're gonna drink an IPA if you're playing golf in 90-degree Alabama humidity.
Yeah, I like sours, especially on hot days. The only other drink I really had playing golf outside of Jack and Coke was a transfusion.
Yeah, no,
it's like the hot thing now. It's like the drink of the time right now.
I've got one that's going to become the next one. Now, I did not make it up. I found it on a sim, or I'm sure it was one of the Facebook algorithms sent it to me on one of the pages. But it's a water, and it's vodka, blue Powerade. I used the zeros. Right. Lemonade, and then you top it off with a splash of Sprite. Bro, I mean, it is dangerous. I can be on board with that. Yeah. Dangerous. I made my wife one and took it home last night. Guess I didn't say that. But I get it, and she was like, "Oh no, that's
So you go equal parts Powerade and lemonade, or
So I went more Powerade. So I went, your standard ounce and a half pour vodka, wink, wink, and then your blue Powerade to about that much left of the rim. And this is in a 16-ounce glass.
All right.
Already got ice in it. Then I put about that much of the lemonade, and then you literally just enough Sprite to give it that little bit of effervescence in
Sure.
it. Man,
I'll try that.
it's good. It is good. All right, let's see. Okay, so this one is not necessarily going to be rapid fire, but is as quickly as you answered the favorite band of all time, you might. Oh wait, damn it!
Oh, you're fine.
No, our camera went off. Well, at least the light went out anyway.
It's turned into audio only.
It's still counting.
Oh, we went too long.
Well, it's counting down. Let's go. We got 4 minutes and 10 seconds left. All right, so best foursome, 2 music and 2 golf. That's good.
All right,
That's thought provoking.
Music. I'll go Jeff Buckley just because I want to talk to him.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Alice Cooper.
Oh, interesting.
Only because he owes me.
Owes you.
I was supposed to play golf with Alice Cooper back in like 2009, 10-ish. He bailed on us.
Really?
Yeah, I went and played a different course. Like, no, it didn't tell anybody. It was funny because I was playing with a store manager at one of the stores, Evan Watts store down in Montgomery, and we finished a round that Alice was supposed to play at our Callaway golf cart that hooked it up. And Alice didn't show up, and then like we're in the clubhouse eating lunch after our round, and one of the dude's employees from the Evan Watts store called. He goes, "Dude, you'll never guess who showed up." Alice Cooper came to the Evan Watts store
to give you a hard time. Huh?
But yeah, and then golfer wise, Ben Hogan and Tiger Woods.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So Tiger would have to be. I might have to go Bobby Jones. I might have to go Bobby Jones. And then musicians, dude. Again, I feel like I'm not going to get this right because I don't have enough of a musician's heart in me. But I would go, Elvis. I want to talk about these parties. Frank Sinatra. I want to talk about, Frank Sinatra. There's a rumor that like beverage carts were invented because Frank Sinatra would not play golf sober. And that if that's the case, that's a man after my own heart. I want to have a fucking foursome with him and talk this out, man.
Yeah,
hey, I admire that. All right, cool. Well, I think that's it. Jonathan, thank you so much for coming in.
No, thank you.
Yeah, well, look, we got our handshake right on TV. That's weird. That's all right. We won't do that one next time. Man, that's a good time. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been the Clubhouse. We're live at Swingaway Golf Club. This is Saturday. We're normally live on Tuesday, but hey, we're going to mix it up a little bit on you. Keep